Hi everybody, my name is Ashley. I am a trainer with Candidate Consulting, and I am here today with you to talk about how to manage difficult interview questions. I'm super excited about this topic. I hope you are too. So I went ahead and I prepared a couple of slides for this presentation, so I'm going to dive right into those now. My objective for today and during our time together is to talk about how you can successfully respond to difficult questions during a job interview. 4 types of difficult questions that we're going to cover are common interview questions, hypothetical questions, behavioral questions, and ethical questions. Who can give me an example of a common difficult interview question?
Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Yes. Tell me a little bit about yourself. This one is often very difficult to answer because it seems so broad. Some people don't know exactly where to begin with this question or their answer. So what I would advise is a lot of interviewers, they lead with this icebreaker question to kind of ease into the interview. However, your answer does set the tone for the whole interview. So you want to focus on your credentials that directly relate to the job that you're interviewing for. You don't want to talk about your hobbies so much right now. This is about you, the credentials that you have, and what you can do for the company with the position that you're applying for. Our second is hypothetical questions. Hypothetical questions are types of questions that are meant to test your creative thinking. An example of a hypothetical question is, imagine you got lost in a country where no one spoke your language and there was no internet. What would you do to get home? So these are very thought-provoking questions. Again, there's no right or wrong answer to a hypothetical question, but the interviewer does want to see that you can keep a cool head and come up with a plan of action on the spot. Behavioral question is our third category. And a behavioral question is something that you, how you handle the situation and what you did. So 5 categories that this is very prominent in is teamwork-oriented situations, problem-solving situations, leadership, interpersonal skills, and also how you handled a situation under a lot of pressure or stress. Who can give me an example of what a behavioral question might be during an interview?
Tell me about a time you handled a dispute or disagreement.
Yes, perfect. So best way to handle a type of question like that is to open with a brief description of the situation. Explain the task you had to complete, highlight any specific challenges, describe the specific actions, and then close with the results of your efforts. So you want to make sure that you give a thorough explanation of this type of success story that you've had, because you basically want to highlight yourself in a positive manner. So give a good description of that wonderful thing that you accomplished. And our last scenario and questions is ethical questions. Ethical questions are basically, do your values match the company values? They are a good indicator whether you're going to be a good fit for the company. And naturally, interviewers are going to want to see how you deal with questions that are intended to go against the grain. So are you peer pressured, and how do you react to difficult questions? So here's a difficult ethical question. What would be the one crime you would commit if you knew for certain you could get away with it? And if you did so, would your own conscience get to you since the judicial system didn't? So this is a very difficult interview question. Recruiters use these questions to determine your character. They're not hoping for any specific answer, but they do want it to be answered sufficiently and thoroughly. So do the best you can and just make sure that your answer is polished. And in closing here, we went ahead and we did talk about 4 different types of interview questions. We did common, hypothetical, behavioral, and ethical. I hope everybody had a great time today. You all did great work. My goal after each session is to ensure that you leave more confident than when you came, and I really sincerely hope that that is how you all feel today. I enjoyed meeting all of you. Please stay in contact. My information is on your flyer that you're taking home, and our session has concluded, so you're free to go. Thank you so much.